Nelson Mandela Square. Sun City.
Now you guys will see the last female that's coming. She's still young. She's only around about 3 years old.
Mommy?
Look, Mama.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Ooh, yeah.
Give her peaceful Letsatsi so you can just stay here.
Yuck.
What are we complaining about?
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that looks like horse. Yeah, that's definitely a horse.
I think that's buffalo that he's carrying.
Oh shit.
We fed them buffalo once. They were slightly confused. Because these guys also used to getting the same meat over and over again. They know beef, they know horse. If you give them something that they don't know, like giraffe or buffalo, they usually first smell and lick and then walk away and then later come back to actually eat it.
Mama.
It's just because they're so used to the same thing over and over again. These females rare thing. So he bought this property in 2005 with the purpose of doing the film. So if it wasn't for this guy that was born 16 years ago, you guys wouldn't have been on this nice property on this side. It's not even a year old yet. I think we're sitting on 9 months now. Yeah, so it's still a brand new place. But the lions are roaring for what reason?
Oh shit. Mama. Wow.
Back to eating just like that. Now guys, usually when they roar, it's a territorial calling. I think this was telling the other lions that he's also confused. He doesn't know why he's getting food today. Now, how the feeding usually worked at nighttime is with the lion camps, we would just rotate between the lion camps. So they get their piece of meat during nighttime. There's one truck like this, or two trucks maximum standing next to them. And we changed it from Wednesday. We did it a little bit differently, and I think these guys still need to get into the new routine. The thing is, if you don't change up their routine the whole time, they get used to one thing and then they get dangerous. Because they know the vehicle is going to come in from there and then they're gone. Okay. Yes. If someone is hungry and you skip lunch to come on the drive, your stomach is rumbling, they know that. That's what the sense of hearing is. And the other thing they're known for is their hunting ability. The hunting is quite cruel. They chase their food until it's so tired it can't run anymore, and then they eat it while it's still alive. Okay, yes, it sounds cruel, but it's incredibly effective. Their success rate of hunting is much, much higher than any lion. These guys also ate a little while ago. Yeah, he's just irritating his sister over there. Biting her ear. Oh no, it's brother and brother. Now you guys see how they all have white tails? It's just to follow each other. So whether they walk or hunt in tall grass or thick bush, that white tail always goes up into the air, and that's how they can follow each other. So guys, we're slowly going to continue moving on. We're not going back. You guys are going to think we're going back. We're going to go down the same field that we came from now. But it's just a roundabout route, and I'm going to show you guys the extra lion camp as well. Okay, we've got enough time for that.
Can you raise these dogs in a home, or are they just too wild?
No, these guys will not be domesticated at all. There's a few different reasons. Your kids will disappear, your dogs and your cats as well. These guys bite when they show affection, so you're probably going to lose a few body limbs as well.
Oh.
And they smell incredibly bad. You touch them, you stink for 2 weeks. You have them in your house as a pet, no one will ever come visit you. Sometimes not a bad thing. Okay guys, but let's move on.
Why do you
Make sure all the other lines keep healthy as well. These ones, because of that girl that's in there, they like to be on this side close to her, so they know where she is. But the other lions don't care. We're going to see them up on the other side. Now the reason we've got 3 lions over here that's round about the same age is because they're brothers. They grew up together. They formed this brotherly bond called a coalition. You find it in your business world a lot as well. And they know that they've got the strength in numbers this week. So if you put another male here, he's going to be outnumbered 3-1. So they know they're strong like this. And you see there's 2 white ones and then the brown one. The brown one's name is Shaka. He's the dominant male in here. Also a lion that gave me a second chance. Meaning a night drive, he goes onto my door handle, my door fell open. Now I don't know if it got the biggest fright, like both the lion and the guest ran away. The guest couldn't get very far, only towards the back of the truck. It was a brand new truck, so I don't know if the smell of the plastic of the handles or something made me intrigued. Lions are very, very curious animals. And I had a question earlier, why don't you name them when they're still young? We call them lion 1, 2, and 3. It's because they don't develop their personalities before the age of 1 year. Now, for instance, Letsatsi was easy because he's the first white lion. We call him Letsatsi, which means the sun, okay, which was quite suitable. We've got another lion that we named Malik. Malik means the king. Okay, he's a real wimp. He's nothing like a king. So we're trying to name the lions according to their personalities. That's why we don't name them at a young age. But let's move on. Let's see if we can see the rest of the family. It's the one that's standing alone towards the back of the wildebeest. It's a brownish color. If he looks up, you'll see he's got a white face. Now, there's really nothing interesting about that animal. If you buy books on animals, they give you at least 10 pages about one animal. With Blessbook, every single book gives you 5 lines. It says description. Okay, so there's really nothing interesting about them. Then we get the wildebeest. I laughed quite a while ago. Someone told me that when the wildebeest was made, it was the last animal ever created. All the leftovers was put together and this is what came out. Not a very good looking animal.
What's that buck over there next to those 2 wildebeests?
The one that's laying down. Or is it standing? If it's standing, then it's another wildebeest, maybe just a younger one. If it's laying down, then it's the blessed one.
But it only has horns that goes there.
That's usually the small ones. When the small ones are born, the horns just grow upwards. As they get older, then they develop the horns going sideways as well. Now, in South Africa, we have two different species of wildebeest. You have the black one and the blue one. This is the blue one. Please don't ask me why they're called blue wildebeest. There's nothing blue about them. But it's like the black wildebeest. The black wildebeest is brown. It's also not black. The only difference is that the black wildebeest is smaller and their horns grow forward and then curve backwards, where these ones are sideways and inwards. Not a very clever animal. Guys, you scare this thing, it's going to run away but come back to you. They run in circles. Now, the gestation is the same as humans, 9 months. Big difference, their babies can run at full speed 15 minutes after birth. Guys, if your kids could run that quick 15 minutes after birth, you'll also be running in circles.
So then it can stop curving.
Now, it usually grows up first and then it starts moving out.
So like this. That's quite big. Because I see the other wildebeests. Horns are going.
Yeah, that's because they're older. Now, you guys will see the ostriches as well. Someone doesn't like them. Now, guys, the black one is the male, and then the grey ones are the females.
That's quite interesting.
Now, you guys know what a marble is, right? That little glass ball. When an ostrich is born, its brain is as big as a marble. When they're fully grown, 2-3 years later, the brain is still as big as a marble. Okay, so the brain doesn't grow with the body. So if anyone ever refers to you as a bird brain, it's not a compliment. See when they look at you, how funny they look. And if you were wondering what they actually eat grass. Looks like they can eat you, right? Our ostriches are very mean. If you guys go to the giraffe feeding platform to try and feed the giraffe, you can feed the same thing.
No, they're moving now.
Too big. This one.
Monumento Pretoria. Pretoria. El monumento en Pretoria. Pretoria. Cape Town, el océano Atlántico, Atlantic Ocean. Cape Town.
On this side we have the lion's head. No reflection of a lion today. Or from this side, you have to be from the Cape Town, the northern side, to be able to see that it's a lion. But yes, you need to have some imagination also. Renovations and took place down here, and they upgraded this road considerably. When it opened in 2003, it opened as a toll road. So, what if you're gonna go through completely, then you have to pay a toll. The money that is basically being generated here gets plowed back into the maintenance of this drive. And then in 2011, there was some more construction happen. Remember, I mentioned to you that the Table Mountain became a protected mountain in 1998. So no more construction was supposed to be happening. 2011, there was some more construction that happened, where a toll plaza was initiated. People then chained themselves to the construction of that, and they didn't want any construction happening. And in 2012 it went to a court case, and the court then favored the city, where they could continue with the construction, and the people were now forced to they abandon their position, where they were not allowed to protest anymore, and this construction happened. Today, yes, this is a much more permanent structure that was initiated in 2012.
Okay, Cape Town.
The gentleman that initiated this, he had a vision that there was going to be cars, and this is going to be one of the most beautiful drives. And yes, absolutely, is one of the most beautiful drives here in Cape Town, if not in the world.
Nice.
In 2002 and 2000 until 2003, these nets were constructed up here, and that is to, and especially during winter, at that time
The rocks falling.
Yeah, the rocks falling. But ever since this drive was established, there hasn't been any fatalities. The only fatalities that happen down here is when people are a little bit inebriated, when they are a little bit drunk, and they tend to go over to the other side. Yeah, but no rock has ever fallen. In fact, there is some cameras along this drive that basically when there's a rock fall, they will cordon off this road to prevent any cars from going through. This one was established in 2000 until 2003, this one, and this one here in front. The one right in front, that was done in 1915 until 1922, this one. What they then did was just blast some mortar on here to prevent any rocks from falling down. We're gonna go around this bend, and you're gonna see one of the most beautiful beaches also down here in Cape Town. Almost as if it's still in its original form. This is known as Long Beach, sometimes, yes, we do find the water, the beach completely covered, and that is the remains at when it is high tide. The water covers this whole beach area. That is the remains of the water. Yes, there is a few stables down here where people tends to go for horseback riding, and they come out here and they do the horseback riding on the beach. And today is an absolutely fantastic day, which also saw many of surfers in the water and also people on the beach, but hardly anybody in other than the surfers in the water,
Because the water is too cold.
yeah, the water is too cold. And obviously they have the protective swim gear that goes with it.
Nice.
Would you like me to stop here for a minute?
Yeah.
Just have to be a little bit careful how you get out. The beach is known as Long Beach. The area is known as Noordhoek. Noordhoek basically means, it's an Afrikaans word. It basically means north corner. North corner. I would tend to say your national animal.
Oh. Yes. From Peru.
Yes.
Peru and Bolivia, poor things. That's fine.
were brought over from Europe, but initially it was brought over to make the barrels, the wine barrels. But it is not being used because it tends to influence the wines.
Flavor.
Yeah, and for that reason, these oak are not being used for the wine barrels. But yes, it is being used for making the oak furniture, a
Yeah.
very expensive type of wood. We tend to This is Misty Cliffs. Misty Cliffs always mist down here. Today, absolutely a fantastic day. There's not any mist. But this is a conservation village. And many people tend to think that the water tends to rise and gets affected by all of these homes that is on the beachfront. But no.
Tuvieron el tráfico por una tortuga que pasó.
Keep your hand open. Always keep an open hand and you will eat out of your hand. Open hand. Remember, he doesn't have any teeth, so he's not gonna bite you like a open hand.
Oh Lord Jesus.
It's not in operation anymore. It's not operational. So yes, people tend to take. There's the funicular that goes up to the top. It's about 65 rand to take a funicular to the top, and that is a return journey. As you can see, many people tend to walk up and walk down. You can walk up and you can walk down. Other than that, if you want to take the funicular, yes, you can. It takes about only a few minutes to take the funicular up. Walking up can take you about 15 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes. Walking down, probably about 7 minutes.
Where the steps now?
There's some steps from the substation all the way up to the top. There's about a few steps, about 120 steps.
Cape of Good Hope.
To go up to the point where the lighthouse is. Yeah.
Kawal of Women Esperanza. Cape of Good Hope.
Apparatie. Ja, dan gaat ze wel aangestoken.
Ik wil niet weten hoeveel foto's er straks zijn, maar ik wil het ook niet weten.
Daar moet je nog dagen voor zitten denken. En dan komt die met foto's aan. En dan komt die met foto's aan. Moet je daar ook presenteren. Maar die vind ik ook wel leuk.
En jou vindt het wel leuk werk.
Ja, ik ben er wel alleen mee bezig. Ja.
Ze nog wel aan de afval, zie je zelfs een paar.
Ja, zo leuk. Maar je is nog een
Ik kon niet halfwege op stap steken.
Kijk, dit is dat wisselspoor jij dan. Ja.
Valt hier natuurlijk dat personeel. Dat kan vast.
Zo weer. Denk op je bek.
Denk op je brust. Daar moet ik niet heen houden.
Heb je een plekje?
Ja, ik heb hem vast.
Cape Point.
But Joe, shut it. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Oh my god. Where did they go? Oh, there's over there. Yeah, keep going. Are we getting off here?
No.
Oh, look how many.
Leave your doors open. Hello. Leave your doors open.
Oh, it went in the car. It was. You're gonna attack.
Close your doors. Yeah, so you see, sometimes people tends to be very careless, and like
but they
that baboon, he has grabbed something, like he has grabbed something to eat, and that is what they are after. They're only after the food. But we have to be extra careful wherever we go, and I mean, and as long as yes, the baboons has since they have associate cars people with food, and this is what they are after. That is their objective, to go and eat.
Wait, hold on, so let's. We're gonna get real fast here, but I don't want to be attacked by a baboon. Hey. Where did he go?
Table mounting aerial cableway. For your own safety, please step away from the sides of the vehicle and let go of all the handrails as the floor which you are standing on is about to rotate. Thank you and enjoy the view.
It's no waves around.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay, Table Mountain.
I'm on the top of Table Mountain. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, but it's a perfect day when it's so beautiful. So hot and stuff. It really is.
Wow.
Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. But Elisa flew in for a wedding a couple of days ago.
Another one, Table Mountain.
Ja, das finde ich auch schön. Jetzt ist wieder ein bisschen besser.
Ja, weil er die Flügel ausbildet jetzt so.
Oh, das hat er mir geschickt, das fand ich so niedlich, wirklich. War das auch der Mama und den Eltern.
Another one, Table Mountain.
T'étais déjà ailleurs. Tu es déjà ailleurs. Je suis d'accord. T'as vu, c'est du jade.
Johannes a voulu qu'on lui ramène une pierre. On aurait pu lui ramener ça. Jade.
Mais tu vois, elle se contente de peu à la place du diamant.
Moi, je sais où est le magasin.
Non, on va pas y retourner.
Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome back. I hope and trust that all of you had a splendid time with us. Once again, the floor will rotate, so kindly step away from the sides to go for handrails and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Ah, bah, c'était pas acheté plein.
Dans l'autre sens, là. Tourne dans l'autre sens.
Oui, bah attends, comme on veut pas les diamants, on est déjà sur le jade.
C'est bien que tu te rendes compte.
C'est pas Mister Moulin. Ouais. Attends. Madame Moulin,
Qui est dessus.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for visiting Table Mountain and for flying Table Mountain Airways. I hope all of you had a splendid flight. I do, however, apologize about the turbulence. For those of you who had any photos taken earlier, your photo packages are now ready for viewing and purchase. Your exit to the door are facing, and if you are still traveling, please travel safe, be safe, and enjoy life. Thank you.
What's that?
很难看，多少看得清。这个是那个马蹄的鞋。